Is your vision for your insurance agency helping you grow and scale your agency, or is it keeping you limited to where you're at? So many insurance agency owners don't grow over time because they have a vision that they've long since achieved and have not expanded it. It's kind of like the person who's a parent and spends their whole life focused on the kids and the kids and the kids, and then the kids leave the household. And what's the parent doing? The parent's still looking to be a parent instead of starting their empty nest life with their spouse or redefining what's that next stage of their life. Sometimes vision can be as simple as the insurance agency owner sees themselves limited by product lines. So they might say they're just a property and casualty insurance agency owner, and they're missing out on the other lines of opportunities. To some people, that's focus. To some people, that's missed opportunity. What I'm talking more about is how you see yourself from a growth standpoint. One of the books that really helped me understand this was Harv T. Ecker's Millionaire Mind, and he talks about a concept of a financial thermostat. He says, if you are a person who believes you should be making $100,000 and you're making $80,000, you're going to do the work and figure out what should you be doing in order to make that $100,000. There's a gap here. Something's wrong. I need to figure out what I need to learn, who I need to talk to, how do I need to hustle, how many hours do I need to work, whatever it looks like to get me to that 100,000. So in this case, the thermostat pulls this person up. Their current reality of $80,000 income is less than where they see themselves. They identify as a $100,000 business person. And so it creates a little bit of discomfort, but leads to action in order to fix that. Now, that's what most people look to do, and that's how we usually consciously choose growth. But the flip side of that is also true. If that same person who sees themselves as a $100,000 executive or business person gets offered a $200,000 opportunity, that can create a problem. Some people might just outright turn down that opportunity. Oh, I've seen this before. It's going to be too much responsibility and you're going to work me to the bone and I'm already working 40 hours, so I'll probably be working 80 hours. Nope, I don't want that. Or they might get into the opportunity and start underperforming. Put simply, if they don't believe they're worth that $200,000, their identity, how they see themselves, is going to pull them down and drag them back down to the $100,000 income. And this can happen at any level. This can happen at a $25,000 income level or a $1 million income level, or whatever it might be. So as an insurance agency owner, when you're looking at your business, there's some evolutionary jumps that you want to be able to take in order to help expand your vision. You might have heard of some of these. The first jump is to jump from seeing yourself as an insurance agent, the person who writes the policies, to an insurance agency owner, the person that owns the business. And that person might also be an insurance agent. So it can be inclusive of that first level of operating, the insurance agent. But that second level, the insurance agency owner, is now part of the identity as well. And so that owner hires people. They grow a business. Sometimes they fire people. They take profits. They get to make a lot of the decisions. So that evolution from agent or technician or employee to owner is a step up. Now, there's another step that some people never make. Some people stay there and forever they're an insurance agency owner, and that's great because some people never even make that step. The next step you can make is to say that, well, I'm actually an entrepreneur who has an insurance agency in my business portfolio. And what I mean by that is I'm not limited to being an insurance agency owner. There might be other opportunities that are 1 degree off. So some insurance agency owners might start a software company, or they start a consulting business or a coaching business where they help other insurance agency owners, or they might open a title agency, or they might get connected with real estate or mortgage banking or whatever it might be, but they're not limited in their identity as an insurance agency owner. They're now an entrepreneur who happens to have an insurance agency in their portfolio, which is awesome. Another level up from that is that person might say, well, I'm a person in the world trying to make an impact. And I happen to, as a person in the world trying to make an impact, have this concept of I've got businesses, multiple businesses. One happens to be insurance agents. One happens to be a coaching business, whatever it is. So I'm up a level from that. And then finally, Another level up from that is to say, you know what? I'm just this person put on the planet that is a father, if you're a male, perhaps, a husband. Maybe if you have spiritual beliefs this way, I'm a child of God and I have different reasons for being on the planet. And so there's this legacy I want to be able to leave of awesome things that I do. And in order for me to see that, I need to see myself as somebody who has a grander purpose than simply these little details or simply writing an insurance policy. So if you can upgrade your identity, that allows you now to shift the game to a much different way of playing. So the person who is only seeing themselves as an insurance agent, their options are somewhat limited. They can still help people and positively impact customers by getting the right policy and the right solution in their hands. And that's great. And you can experience a certain amount of impact and income at that level. At that level, you don't yet have a business. And then as that person sees themselves as a insurance agency owner, now they have a business. And with that business, they can look at how can I impact other people's lives? How can I hire people and create great employment for them? How can I create a situation where this business is going to keep growing and earning income, even if I'm on vacation with my family and my kids? So now I'm providing a better life as a provider, as a parent. And I can go from there to say, as an entrepreneur who happens to have an insurance agency, how can I then incorporate all these other services or products or connections of people to say, yeah, look, we can help people even more. Yes, I'm doing the property and casualty insurance or the life and health insurance, but I'm talking to these people over here and they're doing financial advising about people's goals and dreams financially. And then over on this other side, I've got people who are life coaches or business coaches, and they're also talking about people's goals and dreams, but they're talking about it from a different angle. And then I talk with physical fitness trainers, and they're helping people be in shape to be able to do these things. And then I'm talking to doctors and how do they manage themselves, and nutritionists and how do they eat to do this. So there's all these different areas where now you start growing your vision of who you are. Now I'm this human who's looking to impact people on multiple levels. Maybe I own the businesses that are part of this. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just spreading the wealth, and then some of that's coming back to me. But so much of this is going to be limited or not limited by what you see. And then finally, if you have a grander vision of what your life is about, you believe that you were put here for a reason, you've got some sort of meaningful purpose or gifts, very often those gifts might transcend business. So you might be a sports coach, or you might be a volunteer teacher, or you might do things outside of your work that make you no money whatsoever, but you contribute to your community. And all of these things allow you to impact at a higher level, to earn income at a higher level, to grow your business at a bigger level, and create a legacy that lasts far beyond your life because you upgrade and you shift your identity. Without that identity shift, you're seeing yourself at a lower level of possibility. You're seeing yourself as somebody who can't do these things versus being the person that says, yes, I can do these things. Why? Because I'm not only an insurance agent. Notice I didn't say just an insurance agent. An insurance agent that does a good job is an awesome thing, but I'm not only an insurance agent, I'm also a business owner who provides awesome employment. I'm also an entrepreneur who has other opportunities to serve people and grow abundance that I can share with the world, whether it's through donating to other people or just creating more awesome jobs or just creating more awesome results in the world. And I can also be somebody who's making a difference in my community. And I can also be somebody who's living their path and impacting families and loved ones and creating a legacy and a business that lasts well beyond my lifetime. I hope you find this helpful. There's no right answer to this. There's no best answer other than whatever it is that you find. I encourage you to continue to revisit this conversation and note that every time you come back, if you come back to it every 3 months, every 6 months or 12 months, you're going to realize you've made some progress. And now you're going to be a different person at a higher operating level with a higher thermostat, not in a sense of saying, oh, I demand more, and if I don't get it, I'm going to pout and be mad at life. But you're just going to keep growing in different dimensions of your life, not just financially. It might be socially, it might be spiritually, it might be emotionally. But in all these different areas, as you grow, the next time you do the same exercise, your answers are going to be more expansive. They're going to be grander because it's going to be a more competent and more confident person who's gotten even more results than you are today. It's going to be you in 3 months or 6 months. And that person is going to be setting these new goals and these new dreams and these new ways of seeing yourself and creating and embracing this new identity. So I hope this serves you. If you have any questions on this at all, please let me know. As always, look forward to helping you impact more people and create more income in less time. Do what you do best so you can fully enjoy your family, your friends, your freedom, and your life. Thanks for listening.